Have you ever felt like no matter what you do, men seem to drift away over time? Maybe you've been told that beauty, charm, or playing hard to get are the keys to winning his heart for good. But let me ask you this. Have those superficial strategies ever truly worked? The truth is, what keeps a man coming back isn't just a pretty face or a flirtatious text. It's something deeper, an irresistible energy, a magnetic presence, a confident allure that most women don't realize they can cultivate. And here's the kicker. It has nothing to do with manipulation or mind games. Instead, it's about embodying qualities that make you unforgettable. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine being the woman he can't stop thinking about, the one he talks about with his friends, the one he respects, admires, and wants to chase even when you're not trying. Sounds too good to be true? It's not. The key lies in mastering what I call dark Stoic psychology. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about adopting timeless, transformative principles that make you a high-value woman in his eyes, and yours. Today we're diving deep into the 10 essential actions that will make men always return to you. These aren't gimmicks or shallow tricks, these are powerful shifts that will change the way you approach relationships forever. From building unshakable confidence to mastering the art of genuine connection, I'll guide you through every step. So, let me ask, are you ready to become the woman who doesn't just turn heads but leaves a lasting imprint on his heart and mind? Stick with me until the end, and I'll show you how to unlock these secrets and create relationships that are fulfilling, genuine, and magnetic. Let's start with the foundation, confidence and self-assurance. 1. Embrace confidence and self-assurance. Confidence isn't just a buzzword, it's the backbone of your magnetism. But here's the problem. Most women misunderstand what true confidence looks like. It's not about arrogance, overcompensation, or being the loudest voice in the room. True confidence is quiet. It's unshakable. It's the kind of energy that says, I know my worth, and I don't need anyone else to validate it. Let's break this down. When was the last time you walked into a room and owned it, not by demanding attention, but by simply being present in your power? The kind of confidence we're talking about here isn't about trying to be noticed. It's about being so grounded in yourself that others can't help but notice you. Men are drawn to this energy because it signals security, maturity, and self-respect. Think about it. Why would a man want to invest in someone who doesn't seem to value herself? Confidence is the foundation of Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in emotional balance and inner strength. When you embody Stoicism in your interactions, you show him that you're in control of your emotions and your life. You're not seeking his validation, instead, you're inviting him to match your energy. Now, let's get real. Confidence isn't built overnight. It's a muscle you have to strengthen. Start by acknowledging your strengths and embracing your imperfections. When you accept yourself as you are, flaws and all, you radiate authenticity, a quality far more attractive than perfection. Here's a scenario to consider. Imagine meeting someone new. You feel a spark, but instead of overthinking how to impress him, you approach the interaction with calm self-assurance. You're not worried about whether he likes you because you already like yourself. This is where dark Stoic psychology comes into play. By controlling your mindset and emotions, you create an aura of mystery and allure that draws him in without effort. But what if rejection happens? Here's the secret. Rejection doesn't define your worth. A high-value woman understands that not every connection is meant to last, and that's okay. By remaining composed and confident, you show him, and yourself, that your happiness doesn't hinge on his approval. Think of confidence as your superpower. It's what allows you to navigate relationships without fear, insecurity, or desperation. And when a man sees that you're thriving on your own, it flips a switch in his mind. Suddenly, he's not just attracted to you, he's inspired by you. Let's tie this back to Stoicism. One of its key teachings is to focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. Your confidence is within your control. His reaction to you is not. When you embrace this mindset, you free yourself from the anxiety of trying to win him over. Instead, you become the prize, and trust me, men can sense the difference. So, ask yourself, what's holding you back from fully owning your confidence? Is it fear of rejection? Past heartbreak? Social pressure to be someone you're not? Whatever it is, it's time to let it go. Your journey to becoming a high-value woman starts here, with the decision to value yourself above all else. Remember, confidence isn't about perfection, it's about presence. And when you master this, you become the woman he can't help but return to because your energy is unforgettable. What do you think? Ready for the next step in transforming your mindset and relationships? Let me know, and I'll continue with the next powerful action. 2. Be passionate and embrace life's adventures. Passion is intoxicating. It's the spark that makes you magnetic, the fire that draws people in and keeps them captivated. A high-value woman isn't just alive, she's vibrantly alive. She doesn't wait for life to happen to her, she takes charge, embraces the unknown, and finds joy in the journey. This zest for life isn't just attractive, it's irresistible. So let me ask you, what lights you up? What makes your heart race and your eyes sparkle? Men are drawn to women who exude a sense of purpose and adventure, not because they're flashy or thrill-seeking, but because they radiate genuine enthusiasm for life. When you're deeply engaged in your own passions, you become the woman he wants to be around, the woman who inspires him to live bigger, dream louder, and feel more alive. Here's the thing about passion, it's deeply contagious. Think of the last time you were with someone who was truly excited about something. Maybe it was their career, a hobby, or even a quirky little interest. Their energy was electric, wasn't it? Now imagine being that source of energy, that beacon of inspiration. That's what keeps men coming back, not because you're catering to their desires, but because you're so fully immersed in your own. This ties back beautifully to the principles of Stoicism. A passionate life isn't about chasing fleeting highs or constant excitement. It's about engaging deeply and meaningfully with what you care about, embracing both the highs and the lows with grace. A high-value woman understands that her passions give her life richness and depth, and she doesn't wait for someone else to add those dimensions for her. Let's make this practical. If your life feels routine or uninspired right now, it's time to shake things up. Start with small steps, try a new activity, revisit an old hobby, or set a goal that excites you. If you've always wanted to travel, plan a weekend getaway. If you've dreamed of learning something new, sign up for that class. These actions not only enrich your life but also create a sense of momentum that's deeply attractive. Here's an example. Imagine a man meeting two women. The first one is lovely but spends most of her free time waiting for plans to happen. The second has a rich, exciting life. She hikes on weekends, volunteers for a cause she believes in, and lights up when she talks about her photography. Who do you think he'll find more intriguing? The woman who's passionate about life becomes someone he wants to be part of, not out of obligation, but because she inspires him to see the world through a brighter lens. Passion also creates opportunities for shared experiences, which are the glue of lasting relationships. When you embrace adventure, you invite him to join you on your journey, creating memories that deepen your connection. Think about it. Would you rather bond over passive activities or create stories together that you'll both cherish for years? But let's not forget one crucial point. Your passion is for you. It's not about impressing him or anyone else. This is where dark Stoic psychology plays a subtle role. When you live authentically and unapologetically, you naturally draw people into your orbit. Your happiness and fulfillment aren't dependent on him, and that independence is the very thing that keeps him intrigued. Now, I want you to take a moment and reflect. What are the passions you've been neglecting? What's one adventurous step you can take this week to reignite your spark? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear about the bold moves you're planning to make. And if this resonates with you, take a second to like this video and let me know by dropping a comment below. What's your dream adventure, and how will you bring that energy into your life starting today? Let's create a conversation about living fully and fearlessly. 3. Avoid desperation and stay self-sufficient. Desperation is one of the most significant energy killers in any relationship. It's the invisible barrier that pushes people away, often without you realizing it. Here's the hard truth. Nothing repels a man faster than a woman who seems to base her entire sense of worth on his attention. But on the flip side, nothing draws him in more powerfully than a woman who is self-sufficient, confident, and comfortable in her own skin. A high-value woman understands this principle deeply. She doesn't chase. She doesn't beg for time, attention, or affection. Instead, she focuses on her own life, her goals, and her happiness. This isn't about playing games or pretending not to care. It's about genuinely living a life that feels fulfilling, whether he's part of it or not. Imagine for a moment how you feel when someone is overly dependent on you. It's suffocating, isn't it? Now flip that script. A man feels drawn to a woman who radiates independence because it signals strength and security. When you're thriving on your own, it creates a sense of mystery and admiration. He wants to be part of your world, not the one who defines it. Let's look at this through the lens of Stoicism. One of its core teachings is emotional regulation, the ability to remain composed, regardless of external circumstances. A woman who embodies Stoicism in her relationships doesn't let her emotions spiral out of control when things feel uncertain. She remains steady, calm, and self-assured, knowing that her happiness isn't determined by someone else's actions. This stability isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. Here's where dark Stoic psychology adds an extra layer. By focusing on your inner world, your thoughts, your ambitions, your passions, you naturally pull away from the need to seek external validation. This subtle shift in energy is palpable. Men can sense when you're at peace with yourself, and it creates an unspoken challenge. How can he become part of your thriving, self-sufficient life? So, how do you cultivate this sense of self-sufficiency? Start by filling your life with things that bring you joy and purpose. Prioritize your career, hobbies, friendships, and personal growth. The goal isn't to make him feel unnecessary, but to ensure that your life is rich and fulfilling on its own. When a man sees that you're not waiting around for him to complete you, it sparks curiosity and respect. For example, let's say you're dating someone and you really enjoy his company. Instead of constantly checking your phone for his texts or rearranging your entire schedule to accommodate him, you stick to your plans. You go to that yoga class, attend that dinner with friends, or finish the book you've been reading. When he sees that you're not dropping everything for him, it sends a powerful message. Your time is valuable, and so are you. This doesn't mean you should be cold or indifferent. Being self-sufficient doesn't mean being distant. It's about striking a balance, showing interest and care without losing yourself in the process. Men appreciate women who can stand on their own 2 feet, who have their own lives and identities. It's a breath of fresh air in a world where so many people lose themselves in relationships. And here's another critical piece of advice. Never let fear of losing him dictate your behavior. Desperation often stems from a scarcity mindset, the belief that you'll never find someone like him again. But let me tell you something. There are billions of people in this world, and the right one will see your value without you having to beg for it. A high-value woman knows that if a relationship isn't working, it's better to let go than to cling to something that diminishes her. This mindset is freeing. It allows you to show up authentically in your relationships without fear or anxiety. And paradoxically, when you stop trying so hard to keep him, he'll feel more drawn to you. Your independence and self-sufficiency make you irresistible because they signal emotional maturity, a quality every man craves in a partner. So, the next time you feel the urge to text him 5 times in a row or cancel your plans just to be available, pause and ask yourself, does this align with the high-value woman I want to be? By choosing yourself first, you're not just attracting him, you're attracting the kind of relationship that's built on mutual respect and admiration. And that is what makes him always return. 4. Treat him as an equal partner. True respect in a relationship isn't about putting someone on a pedestal or treating them as a flawless ideal. It's about recognizing their humanity, their strengths, weaknesses, dreams, and struggles, and valuing them as an equal. This balance is where real connection and attraction thrive. A high-value woman understands that men don't want to be worshipped or treated as superheroes. They want to be seen, understood, and respected, just as she does. This means treating him as an equal partner, not as a savior, nor as someone to idolize. When you meet him at his level, it creates a sense of harmony that draws him closer. Here's a key insight. Men respect women who respect themselves. If you constantly put him above you, defer to him in every decision, or act as though his opinions carry more weight than yours, you diminish your own value in the relationship. On the flip side, if you see him as your equal, someone who complements your life rather than defines it, it creates a dynamic where mutual respect flourishes. Let's consider what this looks like in practice. Imagine you're working on a shared project, like planning a vacation or tackling a household task. Instead of assuming traditional roles or letting him take charge entirely, you actively participate, share your ideas, and collaborate as a team. This approach sends a powerful message. You trust his capabilities, but you also trust yours to your own. This is where Stoicism offers profound guidance. Stoicism teaches that every individual, regardless of gender, possesses reason and virtue. By treating him as an equal, you're embodying the Stoic principle of recognizing shared humanity and rationality. You're showing him that you see him as a partner, not as someone to be managed or idolized. Now, let's address a common misconception. Treating him as an equal doesn't mean withholding kindness, thoughtfulness, or affection. It's not about being overly independent or insisting on rigid equality in every action. Instead, it's about finding balance, being warm and considerate without compromising your self-respect. For example, you can express your admiration for his achievements while also expecting him to celebrate yours. You can support him during tough times, but you should also feel comfortable leaning on him when you need help. This reciprocity strengthens the foundation of your relationship, creating a dynamic where both of you feel valued and supported. Here's another key aspect. Treating him as an equal means not assuming he has all the answers or expecting him to solve all your problems. Men often feel pressure to be the fixer in relationships, but a high-value woman knows that she is fully capable of handling her own challenges. By sharing responsibility and taking initiative, you relieve him of that burden while demonstrating your competence and independence. At the same time, recognize his need to feel needed in the relationship. Men thrive when they feel like they're contributing and making a difference. Allow him to support you in ways that feel meaningful, but never at the expense of your own strength. When you strike this balance, you create a relationship that feels both empowering and secure. Here's a subtle but crucial point. Treating him as an equal also involves being honest about your expectations and boundaries. If something isn't working for you, address it calmly and respectfully. High-value women don't sweep issues under the rug or avoid confrontation. Instead, they approach conflicts with the understanding that resolution comes from mutual effort and respect. By adopting this mindset, you avoid falling into unhealthy patterns like overdependence, power struggles, or passive aggressiveness. Instead, you foster a relationship built on open communication, shared responsibility, and genuine partnership. And here's the beautiful part. When you treat him as an equal, you encourage him to treat you the same way. This creates a cycle of respect and admiration that deepens your connection over time. He'll see you as not just his partner, but as someone he can trust, rely on, and grow with. Ultimately, equality in a relationship isn't about rigid roles or forced balance. It's about two people showing up fully, bringing their unique strengths to the table, and working together as a team. When you embrace this principle, you become the kind of woman he doesn't just admire but respects, and that respect is the cornerstone of lasting love. 5. Uplift him through genuine support. Have you ever noticed how powerful it feels when someone genuinely believes in you? It's not about empty compliments or over-the-top gestures. It's about being seen, understood, and supported in a way that feels authentic and real. That's the magic of uplifting someone, and for a high-value woman, this becomes second nature in her relationships. Men thrive on appreciation. They may not always say it outright, but being acknowledged and supported by someone they admire gives them confidence and fuels their drive. When you uplift him genuinely, you're not just making him feel good, you're becoming a source of encouragement and positivity in his life, a role that's impossible to forget. But let's be clear. This isn't about stroking his ego or playing into stereotypes. Genuine support is about recognizing his strengths, celebrating his efforts, and offering encouragement when he needs it most. It's not about flattery or saying what you think he wants to hear. It's about being thoughtful, specific, and sincere. Think about it. Would you rather hear "you're amazing" or something more heartfelt like, "I really admire how you handled that stressful situation with so much patience and composure"? The second example shows that you're paying attention, that you see the little things he does and appreciate the effort behind them. That's the kind of support that resonates deeply. Here's an important distinction. Uplifting him doesn't mean putting him on a pedestal or neglecting your own needs. It's a balance, supporting him while also expecting the same in return. Men respect women who uplift them but still hold their own standards and boundaries. That mutual respect is what makes the relationship thrive. Incorporating Stoicism into your approach can enhance this dynamic even further. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of recognizing virtues in others, not as a way to flatter, but as a way to cultivate meaningful connections. By focusing on his qualities, his resilience, determination, or creativity, you show that you value him for he truly is, not just what he does for you. Let's put this into action. The next time he shares something he's proud of, whether it's a work achievement, a personal milestone, or even a small victory, take a moment to acknowledge it thoughtfully. Instead of a generic "good job," try saying, "I know how hard you worked on that project, and it's inspiring to see your dedication pay off." These words show that you see his effort, not just the result. But uplifting him goes beyond words. It's also about how you show up for him emotionally. When he's going through a tough time, be a calm, steady presence. Listen without judgment, offer support without trying to fix everything, and remind him of his strengths when he feels unsure. These moments of genuine care and encouragement create a bond that's hard to break. Here's a scenario. Imagine he's facing a challenge at work and doubts his abilities. Instead of dismissing his feelings or rushing to offer solutions, you listen and say, "I know this is tough, but I've seen how you handle pressure. You always find a way to figure things out, and I believe you'll get through this." That kind of support doesn't just boost his confidence, it also strengthens his trust in you. And don't forget, uplifting him can also mean inviting him to grow with you. When you're passionate about your own life and striving to improve, you inspire him to do the same. Share your goals, celebrate each other's progress, and encourage each other to reach new heights. This creates a dynamic of mutual growth and admiration, which is the foundation of any lasting relationship. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one way you've supported someone in your life that made a lasting impact? Or if you're looking to cultivate this skill, what's one step you can take to uplift the people around you, starting today? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories and ideas. And if this insight resonated with you, don't forget to like this video to let me know. Your engagement helps us create even more content that inspires and empowers, so feel free to share your perspective and keep the conversation going. Together, let's explore what it means to truly uplift and connect with the people we care about. 6. Cultivate a passion for life and adventure. There's something undeniably magnetic about a woman who lives with passion, a spark that makes her captivating and unforgettable. She doesn't wait for life to hand her opportunities, she creates them. She doesn't cling to routine, she seeks out adventure, growth, and new experiences. This zest for life isn't just attractive, it's transformative. When you cultivate a passion for life, you become a source of inspiration. Men are drawn to women who embody this energy because it signals a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. Passionate women ignite curiosity, spark excitement, and challenge others to step out of their comfort zones. It's not about being loud or seeking constant thrills. It's about engaging deeply and meaningfully with the world around you. This ties beautifully to the principles of Stoicism, which teach that life should be lived fully and intentionally. Stoics believe in embracing both the joys and the challenges of life, approaching every experience as an opportunity for growth. A high-value woman who lives with passion mirrors this mindset. She isn't afraid of change, risk, or uncertainty, because she understands that these are essential parts of a rich and rewarding life. Now, think about your own life. Are you pursuing the things that light you up, or have you fallen into the trap of routine, waiting for something or someone to bring excitement back? If the latter feels more familiar, it's time to take a step back and reconnect with what truly excites you. What are the dreams you've put on hold? What are the interests you've always wanted to explore? Passion starts with curiosity. Follow it. Men notice this energy immediately. A woman with a passion for life doesn't just talk about what she wants, she takes action. She's the one who suggests trying that new restaurant, signing up for that art class, or planning a weekend road trip. This sense of adventure doesn't just make her life more fulfilling, it creates a dynamic, ever-evolving connection that's impossible to ignore. Imagine this scenario. You meet someone who is genuinely excited about their life. They talk about their recent hiking trip, the book they're writing, or their plans to learn a new language. Their energy is infectious, isn't it? Now imagine being that person, someone who not only lives vibrantly but invites others to share in that vibrancy. Men find this irresistible because it adds depth and excitement to a relationship. But it's not just about doing things for the sake of being active. True passion is grounded in authenticity. A woman who lives passionately doesn't chase trends or participate in activities just to impress others. Instead, she pursues what genuinely brings her joy and growth. This authenticity is what makes her presence so powerful and her energy so captivating. Adventure, in this sense, doesn't have to mean skydiving or traveling to exotic destinations, though it can, if that's your style. It can also mean embracing the little adventures in everyday life, like trying a new recipe, exploring your city, or tackling a creative project. The key is to live fully and intentionally, finding joy and meaning in the experiences that resonate with you. This mindset not only enriches your own life but also creates a dynamic that draws people closer. Men, in particular, are fascinated by women who challenge them to see the world differently, who encourage them to step out of their routines and experience life with fresh eyes. When you bring this energy into your relationships, it becomes a powerful force that keeps him intrigued, engaged, and inspired. However, the most important aspect of living passionately is that it's for you, not for him. Your adventures, your growth, your joy, they belong to you first and foremost. By living this way, you naturally embody the principles of dark Stoic psychology, creating an allure that's effortless and enduring. He'll want to be part of your world, not because you need him, but because your energy makes life more vibrant. So as you move forward, ask yourself, what's one adventure you've been waiting to take? What's one passion you've been meaning to explore? Start there. The more you invest in yourself, the more magnetic you become, and the more you inspire those around you to do the same. This is how you become unforgettable. 7. Value honesty and reject deception. Honesty is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. It's the foundation on which trust is built, the glue that binds two people together in authenticity and respect. Without it, even the most passionate connections can crumble. A high-value woman knows this, and she embodies honesty not as a rule to follow but as a core part of her character. Men are drawn to women who are transparent, straightforward, and genuine. Why? Because honesty signals confidence and integrity. It shows that you're not afraid to be yourself and that you respect him enough to share your true thoughts and feelings. In contrast, deception, whether it's through manipulation, half-truths, or playing games, erodes trust and creates unnecessary drama. But let's be real. Honesty isn't always easy. It requires vulnerability, courage, and sometimes the willingness to face uncomfortable truths. A high-value woman embraces these challenges because she understands that real connections can only thrive in an environment of trust and openness. She doesn't shy away from expressing her needs, desires, or boundaries, and she expects the same from her partner. Think about the kind of relationships you admire most. They're probably built on a strong sense of mutual respect and understanding, aren't they? These relationships don't happen by chance. They're the result of two people committing to honesty, even when it's difficult. This is where Stoicism offers profound insight. Stoicism teaches us to align our words and actions with our values, cultivating a life of integrity and consistency. A woman who practices this not only earns the respect of others, but also creates a space where real intimacy can flourish. Let's explore how this plays out in everyday interactions. Imagine a situation where your partner does something that bothers you. Instead of bottling up your feelings or letting resentment build, you address the issue calmly and directly. You might say, "I want to talk about something that's been on my mind because I value our connection and want to work through it together." This approach not only resolves the issue but also shows that you respect both yourself and the relationship enough to confront it with honesty. Now consider the opposite scenario where dishonesty or avoidance takes root. Maybe you downplay your feelings, saying it's fine when it's not. Or perhaps you withhold your true thoughts, hoping he'll figure it out on his own. These patterns might seem easier in the moment, but over time they create distance and erode trust. A high-value woman understands that temporary discomfort is a small price to pay for the deeper connection that honesty brings. It's also important to remember that honesty goes beyond words. It's reflected in your actions, choices, and consistency. For example, if you set boundaries, stick to them. If you make a promise, follow through. These small but significant behaviors reinforce your reliability and integrity, showing him that your words hold weight. Rejecting deception doesn't mean you have to be brutally blunt or insensitive. There's an art to honest communication, one that balances truth with tact and compassion. A high-value woman expresses herself in ways that foster understanding rather than conflict. For instance, instead of saying, "You always do this," and it's so annoying, she might say, "I've noticed this happens often, and it's something I'd love for us to work on together." This shift in tone creates space for constructive dialogue and collaboration. Here's another layer. Honesty is not just about being truthful with others. It's also about being truthful with yourself. Are you clear about your own needs and desires? Are you willing to admit when you're wrong or when you've made a mistake? A high-value woman takes responsibility for her actions and emotions, practicing self-awareness and accountability. This self-honesty is a powerful form of stoicism, as it allows her to navigate relationships with clarity and authenticity. When you value honesty and reject deception, you set the tone for a relationship that thrives on trust and respect. You show him that you're not interested in superficial connections or games, you're here for something real. And in return, you inspire him to meet you at that same level of authenticity. Men find this kind of integrity deeply attractive because it's rare and refreshing. A woman who lives honestly doesn't just capture his attention, she earns his admiration. Over time, this honesty becomes the foundation for a partnership that's not only strong but also enduring, capable of weathering challenges and growing stronger with every step. It's a quiet but powerful force, and it's one of the many reasons why he'll always return to you. 8. Know how to make him laugh. Laughter is one of the most powerful ways to connect with someone. It's the universal language of joy, a bridge that spans differences and deepens bonds. A high-value woman understands the transformative power of humor, not as a tool for impressing others, but as a natural extension of her vibrant personality and zest for life. Think about it. When was the last time you shared a genuine laugh with someone? Didn't it make you feel lighter, closer, more at ease? Men are no different. They're drawn to women who know how to enjoy life, who can find humor in the little things, and who make them feel good just by being around. When you make him laugh, you're not just entertaining him, you're creating moments of connection and joy that linger long after the laughter fades. But let's be clear, being funny doesn't mean you have to perform or crack jokes constantly. It's not about rehearsed one-liners or trying too hard to be witty. The most endearing humor comes from authenticity, your ability to see the lighter side of life, share playful banter, or laugh at yourself when things don't go as planned. It's about bringing a sense of ease and spontaneity to your interactions. Here's an example. Imagine you're out with him, and something unexpected happens. Maybe the restaurant loses your reservation, or the weather takes a turn. Instead of getting upset, you laugh it off with a playful comment like, "Well, looks like the universe wanted us to have an adventure." This kind of lightheartedness shows that you can handle life's ups and downs with grace, and it creates a positive, memorable experience. Laughter also has a unique way of diffusing tension and fostering intimacy. When you share a joke or a funny moment, it brings you closer together, creating a sense of us against the world. It's an unspoken reminder that no matter what challenges arise, you can face them together with humor and resilience. Now, let's tie this to Stoicism. Stoicism teaches the importance of maintaining inner balance, even in the face of adversity. Humor aligns beautifully with this philosophy. It's a way to lighten the emotional load, to find joy even in difficult moments, and to approach life with a sense of perspective. A woman who can laugh at herself, at the absurdities of life, or even at small frustrations embodies the Stoic ideal of resilience paired with joy. There's also a deeper layer to making him laugh. It's a way of showing him that you're approachable and relatable. Men often feel pressure to impress or perform in relationships, but your humor creates a space where they can relax and be themselves. When he feels at ease with you, he associates you with comfort, happiness, and connection, 3 things that are impossible to resist. If you're wondering how to cultivate this kind of humor, start by focusing on your own sense of playfulness. Watch shows or read books that make you laugh. Surround yourself with people who bring out your fun side, and don't take yourself too seriously. The more you embrace laughter in your own life, the more naturally it will flow into your interactions with him. And here's a little secret. Humor isn't just about making him laugh, it's about sharing laughter together. Some of the most cherished moments in a relationship come from inside jokes, funny memories, or shared experiences that only the two of you understand. These moments create a bond that's uniquely yours, something that draws him back to you time and time again. So now I want to hear from you. What's the funniest moment you've shared with someone you care about? How has humor strengthened your relationships? Share your stories in the comments. I'm sure we all could use a little more laughter in our day. If this resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and let us know how humor has played a role in your life. Your feedback helps us create content that inspires and uplifts, so don't hesitate to share your thoughts. Together, let's spread the joy and build connections that are as light-hearted as they are lasting. 9. Demonstrate initiative and decisive action. There's something undeniably attractive about a woman who knows what she wants and isn't afraid to take action. A high-value woman doesn't wait for life or relationships to happen to her. She steps forward, takes initiative, and approaches decisions with clarity and confidence. This energy is magnetic because it shows that she's a leader in her own life, not just a passive participant. Men respect and admire women who can take charge when needed. This doesn't mean dominating every situation or trying to control everything. Instead, it's about being proactive, thoughtful, and willing to contribute equally to the relationship dynamic. When you show initiative, you demonstrate that you're capable of creating opportunities, solving problems, and navigating challenges, not because you have to, but because you choose to. Picture this. You're planning a weekend getaway with him. Instead of leaving all the details to him, you research destinations, suggest activities, and handle some of the logistics. This simple act of taking initiative communicates that you're invested in creating memorable experiences together. It also signals that you're someone who can handle responsibility, a trait men find deeply attractive. But initiative isn't just about actions, it's also about emotional leadership. A high-value woman is willing to address issues or have difficult conversations when necessary. She doesn't shy away from discussing her feelings or setting boundaries, and she approaches these moments with empathy and strength. This decisiveness shows that she values the relationship enough to tackle challenges head-on, rather than letting problems fester. Stoicism plays a powerful role here. One of its teachings is the importance of taking control over the things within your power while accepting what lies beyond it. By embracing this principle, you can approach situations with a clear head and a steady heart. You'll be able to act decisively without being reactive, creating a sense of stability and balance that men find incredibly appealing. Taking initiative also demonstrates independence, a quality that's highly attractive in relationships. When a man sees that you're capable of making decisions, taking action, and leading when necessary, it relieves the pressure for him to be in charge all the time. It creates a partnership where both of you feel equally empowered and valued. However, initiative doesn't mean overshadowing him or making him feel unnecessary. The key is collaboration. When you suggest plans or take the lead, invite his input and encourage his participation. For example, if you've planned an evening out, you might say, "I thought it would be fun to try this new place, but what do you think? Is there somewhere you've been wanting to go?" This approach strikes the perfect balance between leadership and partnership. When you consistently demonstrate initiative and decisiveness, it shows him that you're not only capable but also dependable. This dependability fosters trust and admiration, qualities that deepen the emotional connection between you. Over time, he'll come to see you not just as a romantic partner but as a true teammate, someone he can rely on, grow with, and build a future alongside. 10. Let go of the fear of losing him. One of the most empowering shifts a high-value woman can make is releasing the fear of losing someone. This fear often leads to behaviors that push people away, clinginess, overthinking, or compromising your own needs to keep him happy. But when you let go of this fear, you step into a space of self-assurance and freedom that is deeply attractive. A high-value woman understands that her worth isn't tied to whether or not a man stays. Her happiness and identity are not dependent on his presence, and this independence creates a powerful dynamic in the relationship. Men are drawn to women who have their own rich, fulfilling lives because it shows that they're with you by choice, not necessity. This mindset aligns perfectly with Stoicism, which teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. A relationship can't be forced or controlled. It has to flow naturally. By embracing this truth, you free yourself from the anxiety of trying to keep him and instead focus on being present and authentic in your connection. Imagine a scenario where a man pulls away slightly, a natural occurrence in any relationship. Instead of panicking or overanalyzing, you remain calm and composed. You trust in the bond you've built and understand that his temporary distance doesn't reflect your value. This equanimity not only prevents unnecessary conflict, but also signals to him that you're secure in yourself. Letting go of the fear of losing him doesn't mean you don't care about the relationship. It means you value yourself enough to know that you'll be okay, no matter what happens. This detachment creates a sense of freedom and ease that makes the relationship more enjoyable for both of you. He'll feel more attracted to you because he senses that you're with him out of genuine connection, not out of fear or dependence. This strength and independence also create space for mutual respect. When you're not consumed by the need to hold on to him, you allow the relationship to grow naturally. He'll appreciate your confidence and admire your ability to maintain your own life and identity within the partnership. Ultimately, the fear of losing him is a reflection of a scarcity mindset, the belief that you won't find someone else as good as him. But the reality is, when you embody the qualities of a high-value woman, you attract abundance. You'll never have to chase love because it will naturally find you. By letting go of this fear, you create a relationship that's built on trust, mutual respect, and genuine affection. This dynamic not only keeps him coming back, but also ensures that the connection you share is healthy, balanced, and deeply fulfilling. We've walked through the 10 transformative actions that not only make men always return to you, but also elevate your entire approach to relationships. These aren't superficial tricks or fleeting tactics, they are rooted in authenticity, self-respect, and personal growth. When you embrace these qualities, you don't just attract him. You inspire him, challenge him, and create a bond that's built to last. These principles, rooted in Stoicism, and what I like to call dark Stoic psychology, don't just make you attractive, they make you unforgettable. They align you with your true self, allowing you to navigate relationships with confidence and grace. But here's the most important takeaway. These changes aren't just about him. They're about you. Becoming a high-value woman is about living fully, embracing your worth, and creating a life that feels fulfilling on every level. When you do this, love becomes a natural extension of your happiness, not the sole source of it. So now, it's your turn. Which of these actions resonates with you the most? What step will you take today to become the woman who doesn't just attract love but sustains it effortlessly? Your journey starts now, and the possibilities are limitless. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If you found inspiration here, take these insights and make them your own. Here's to becoming the best version of yourself, the kind of woman who leaves an unforgettable mark on every relationship she enters. Stay confident, stay magnetic, and stay true to who you are. Until next time.